Hello YouTube, this is an alcohol review of Puncher's Chance Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey with Cool Tiger. According to the bottle, 45% alcohol by volume, it's 90 proof, 750 ml bottle. And the back, short story, promotes that it's dedicated to those who fight and fight on and do not give up the fight. This struck my interest, mainly the cute little tiger. In the martial arts world, there are two primary creatures, animals that hold a lot of reverence for martial artists, no matter who that they are, and that is the dragon and the tiger. The dragon represents the air element. The tiger represents earth element. The dragon corresponds with many of the martial arts that are classified as soft. This would be your kung fu. This would be your Wing Chun. This would be a myriad of other arts. So drunken boxing would be part of that. The tiger represents the hard arts. This would be your karate do. This would be your taekwondo. This would be, even as far as saying Muay Thai, would all fall under tiger. Silat, boxing, all those styles fall under tiger. And they tend to kind of be polar of each other, both political as well as philosophical in their styles and techniques. Now, the story is about fighting and continuing the fight. We have what appears to be possibly, though I don't really know, possibly a martial arts tiger. So both struck my eye, and the fact that it was also recommended to me as giving it a try and see what I thought. We have here fake cork, wood top, with banding on it. I like the bottles black. Just think that's cool. Oops. A little crazy there. Now, here we are. We'll switch this to the dominant hand since I'm playing with glass. It is a very light caramel, to the point where the yellow hues are slowly becoming more and more dominant. Does this mean anything? Not really. The purpose of the brown is, originally they would take whiskeys and bourbons, ship them in barrels that are char lined, and let it be stored in those barrels as well. And this would bestow upon a coloring in the liquid, thus your brown. But modern day, it's more likely to be food coloring than anything else. Yes, they still do put them in barrels, but the coloration could have been altered by somebody with a dye gun. We get a lot of legs, also known as tearing. If you're curious, the reason for that is that if there is a lot of sugar in solution, then it would tear a lot slower and a lot less, because the solution is a lot thicker. If there's less sugar, then it will tend to fall down the glass, thus causing your tearing effect a lot quicker, because it's not as thick because of the residual sugars. Also, this goes to what the mouthfeel will be like. More sugars make it heavier, leaning more towards the syrupy side, where less sugars lean towards the more watery side. Now, is it going to taste like maple syrup? Is the mouthfeel be like maple syrup or oil? No, it's not really. It's still quite. But testing it on the side of the glass when you do a swirl will let you know if it's going to be a little heavy on the palate or not. That's all. Also, the fact that because it tears so quickly and there's so much tearing, lends to say there's less residual sugars, meaning it's not going to be so sweet. It's a very nice nose, but it does have a bit of a burn. You can smell the caramels, the lemon, and the orange, and the vanilla all comes out. Very nice, except, like I said, there's a bit of a burn. It has a fiery burn. I know I've mentioned it several times already, but I cannot mention it enough. There is almost no bite to this, which is nice. Makes it smooth, but that burn is a little disheartening. The rest of the flavors come out quite clearly. A lot of orange, a lot of caramel, a lot of vanillas. Everything that you catch in the nose, you're going to catch in the palate as well, and as strong, if not stronger. But that burn is quite upfront. Typically, there is a hard burn in the beginning, and then the more sips you take, the more your tongue acclimates, and you start to ignore that burning, and you start getting into much more of the other flavors that are lying underneath, waiting for you to discover. This is take two. I'm still getting a burn. This has got to be my umpteenth sip, and I'm still getting a burn. Now, not as much as in the beginning. That was just like a wall of fire. But it's still there. Now, usually I will get a burnt tire taste. That's this ethanol, that's the alcohol that's in there, which is causing the burning. Not so much. It's there in the back of the palate, but it's a lot lower than many whiskeys that I've had. So that's very nice. Like I said, all the other flavors come out beautifully, but beware, there is that burn. Now, if we put this in a cocktail, the flavors don't want to meld well with the rest of the cocktail. I don't know why. Maybe it's the different cocktails that I was trying to see if this will work in, but none seem to come out that well. Also, if we put ice in this and cool it down, there's enough flavors to combat that ice. You see, usually ice tampers down any bad odors, any kind of burning, any kind of biting, but it will also tamper down all the other flavors that come with those. Bad odor as in you get that smell of the ethanol that comes up. Anything disruptive. But like I said, the ice pads that down. It covers it over, but it covers over everything else. Luckily, this is enough of positive flavors to combat that ice, that the ice is not that big of a deal. Well, it has a short hang time, which means the taste comes on the palate and goes off the palate fairly quickly. Not as short as, say, an Irish whiskey, but it's still a short enough of a hang time that I have to say this would make a great late night summer sipper. I don't think it has the strength, the body to handle the cold of the wintertime, where it's like, it's the end of the day, you're wrapped up in your blankets, just got done shoveling whatever it is, watching the snowfall. You want something that sticks to your ribs, a good heavy meal, and a good strong whiskey. This doesn't have that. But it swings far enough in the opposite direction. So not quite as far as, say, an Irish, but far enough along that I think this would make a nice summer sipper. So you're sitting there when the day is done, the sun's coming down, the day was hot as can be. It's a great way to tie the day off. Just got to be aware of that heat, that fire. Tell me what you guys think. I could be wrong on this. I gave excuse me. I gave the wife a chance to give it a try, and she said all she could taste was just the alcohol. Couldn't get any flavors out of it at all. So, any comments about this particular product down below be warmly accepted. I'm curious of your thoughts. Or better yet, I'm trying to wrap this in correctly and it doesn't quite sound like it's going to flow well. Or better yet, instead of writing, buy it, try it, do a review on the YouTube. Let the rest of us in the spirits community of YouTube know your thoughts on Puncher's Chance and see if it's worth a purchase. I say give it a try 10, 11 o'clock after 100 plus day, hell, 90 plus day. And maybe some ice, maybe not. Totally up to you. And see what you think then. But until next time, keep on drinking.